Hey guys, EBPMAN here. Now, keeping your smart devices charged and at the fastest possible rate is important to all of us. We don't want to miss any of those moments, right? So today we're going to take a look at a series of GAN chargers that was recently released by Spigen. We have a full family of GAN chargers, and these things are super small. We're talking about 26 to 53% smaller than standard chargers their size. So this is going to give you the ability, again, to charge all your power-hungry devices and do it in a way where you're not going to have to sacrifice and carry large, bulky objects to charge them. In addition to that, we have some of their fastest charging cables here as well. So these cables are going to charge at the fastest possible rate with the fastest possible charger. So let's check them out. Now, one of the most standout things about these chargers is not just the power, but actually the size itself. So take a look at these. So basically we have the GAN 352, which is going to give us a total of 35 watts, the GAN 452, which is going to give us a total of 45 watts, and the GAN 652, which is going to give us 65 watts. Now you'll notice that there's a 2 with each one of these. The reason for the 2 is because it has 2 ports, right? Now keep in mind that if you have 2 devices connected to it, you are going to basically be splitting a portion of that power to distribute across those 2 ports. So let's take a look at these for a second. First of all, what you have right here, and you can see, is the first one. So this is, again, the GAN 352. This is a 35 watt charger, and I'm telling you, this is significantly smaller than traditional chargers. They're literally going to be, again, in this case, if we flip this over, this is 40% smaller than a standard charger. So you can see what it looks like, right? So you have 2 USB-C ports right here that you can use, and then you have a standard US outlet here. Now, one of the things I wish they had, this model doesn't, is I wish these had the foldable, electrical prongs that you see right here. None of these do. These are all fixed. So these are going to be great to plug them in the wall. You leave them in the wall, and then just use them to power your devices. Over here, basically, now we have the 452, 45 watt, and you can see it's a little bit larger. Same, if you compare them, they look a lot alike, right? It's just that they're a little bit larger. If you can see them side by side there, they get a little bit larger in order to be able to give you that extra power. And this one, if we flip this over, is 26% smaller, right, for the power. And the last one right here that we have, and this is the 652, flip this over, this is 53% smaller. And take a look at this one right here. Again, very similar. Remove this sticker. Very similar to the other ones. The only difference that we're seeing here is that, again, it's a little bit larger, but it has the 2 ports, and again, the same look for each of them. So as you take a look at them, we're going to put them right here all side by side. This is what they would all look like, right? And we'll flip them this way so you can see that as well. That's what you're talking about, right? So depending on the type of power that you want, you can choose either one of these. Now, they're going to charge, combined with these cables that you're going to see, your devices at the fastest possible rate. So if you have a Samsung device and you're looking for that super fast charging, it's going to charge that rate, and you're going to see that in a second. And if you're also looking at an iPhone and trying to charge at the fastest possible rate, this cable is going to support that as well. Now, both of these cables that we're looking at now are going to charge your devices at the fastest possible rate, and they're going to support also sync capability. So if you look at this one, first of all, we have the DuraSync, which is USB-C to USB-C 2.0, right? It has an incredibly fast transfer rate, right? It's going to charge your device very fast, and it's also going to be super resilient, and this is going to support PD power. The other thing is, you look over here, you also have this one, which is going to give you that fast charging technology, but this is going to be specifically for the iPhone, iPad, and iPod. Now, think about this. This is not for the iPad Pro that uses USB-C. You can use this one over here for that. Now, if we take a look at the actual DuraSync first, the DuraSync is a really nice braided cable. It's longer cable. Really like how long this is. It's, again, USB-C 2.0. And what I like is not only that it's braided, but I like also the extra support that you get here. Most cables that go bad because as you're moving it like this area right here begins to give in and buckle. No problem here. And this, you can see how well it looks. USB-C on both sides, and then I love the fact that it has a little Velcro there to help you keep things organized. Over here on this side, this is a little bit shorter. This is 1 meter, 3.3 feet. What you have is USB-C on one side, and then you have the proprietary lightning connector on the other. And this is not a braided cable. It's a full, I would say, rubberized cable, but it still feels very durable, and you'll notice that it has, again, that support that you want over here. So let's go ahead and plug these in and see how they work. Now, we took 2 of the adapters because I used this extension cord that allows me to have 2 at the same time. We're going to start with the smaller version, right? So we're going to be working on this one first, which is going to be the 352, and then we're going to test what we have over here, the 452, right? So what we're going to do is we have this voltage meter, and we're going to plug it in, and we're going to see how fast it's charging. Now keep in mind that the charging rate that you get from a phone is going to be based on the phone itself. It's not what this puts out, it's what the phone demands, and this is actually able to deliver. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug this in, right? And we're going to plug this into the USB-C port right here. So you can see how that looks like right there. And then we're using Spigen's cable, and we're going to plug this into a Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. And the goal is to see if we get super fast charging, right? So here's my S22 Ultra. I'm going to plug it in, and basically what will happen is instead of being a light green, it should be almost like a blue, and it should say super fast charging. Let's plug that in. And we're looking for that blue. See how that little blue came up? And it says super fast charging. That's what you want. Now, what we're going to do is look and see what does it say right here. Now, notice the amount of the charging rate. Let's see if that stays in focus. 916 volts, right? 2.18 or 2.19 amps. Now, this is going to vary based on what the phone is demanding, right? It's going to basically absorb as much power as it needs. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing. We're going to plug it on the other side so you can see that the same thing is true. So I'm going to unplug it from here. Plug it in this one, and what we'll do is we'll bring our phone over here so we can see this, and we're looking for super fast charging. Again, super fast charging color came up and it says it on the bottom. And then when we look at what's going on here in the charging area, you'll notice again that we have that fast speed there. We have 9.28930 and then 2.32. So again, this is all going to be based on what the phone is absorbing, and you know that it's a variable charging rate that you see there. So charging rates are great. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to test the iPhone. So here we're going to take our iPhone cable, and I'm going to go ahead and plug it into that same USB-C port. And what we'll do is we'll start with the larger one. We're going to start with the 352 first, and I'm going to plug it into my iPhone. And we'll see if it starts charging. So we'll go ahead and do this. And we see that it's charging, right? So this is pretty much what you get with an iPhone. It just says it's charging. It doesn't really tell you the difference between one or the other. But then what we want to see is what's the charging rate. So what you can see here again is the charging rate of 8.93 and 1.54. Right, so that is again what is being demanded at the iPhone at this time, and you'll notice that it's actually going up. So the iPhone continues to draw, and then the charger is actually meeting that draw need. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to plug it to the other side. So we're going to do it with the smaller one because we want to see if the charging rate is going to stay similar or constant. And then we'll see what that looks like right there. And you notice that it's also going up. Right. So it's going to be a little variable until it kind of normalizes how much it wants, and you'll see how it continues to change. So bottom line is that this is going to charge both of these devices without a problem. Now keep in mind that while we're looking at some high power demand in both of these scenarios, this will charge earbuds. This will charge anything that can charge USB-C. You'll be able to charge it because what it's going to do is it's going to adjust the power based on the device itself. So you don't have to worry about anything there. So here we're going to go ahead and now plug this device in again, and we're going to be checking out how this one charges. This is the big boy. This is the one that's 53% smaller, and this is the 652. This is a beast. So you can see that it's also then taking on as much power as it needs, and it's doing it rather nicely too. So you have that right there. And what we're going to do is we're going to try now the Samsung phone. Now we're plugging in the Samsung phone, and we want to see if it will, first of all, get into supercharging. And you can see that the color, that teal blue came up, and it is super fast charging. And then if we look at what we're getting here, you notice that the charging rate that it's picking up is pretty high. So 9.27 and 2.32. And again, that is what the phone's demanding. So if you're looking for the fastest, smallest, and most convenient chargers on the market, Spigen is definitely something to consider. See you in the next video.